Hi, my name's Sherry Gilbert. I'm a certified hypnotherapist and relationship coach. I'm also the founder of Life. If you come into our offices and of us for hypnosis, you might be curious about what is hypnosis, what is hypnotherapy, what's it going to be like. So I've made this quick video to give you an idea. So first, let's talk about that hypnosis is a normal set of brainwaves that you go into and out of several times every day. You probably just don't even notice that that's what's happening. So let's talk about a very simplistic view of brainwaves. So if you are ultra focused on something, your brain is very focused and busy, you're way up here in gamma brainwaves. Normal level of alertness will be somewhere in the beta brainwaves that you're in most of the day. Then down below that are several layers called alpha brainwaves. And these are the brainwaves where a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more daydreamy. If you ever sat in a meeting or in a classroom and your mind has wandered off for a few moments, either to what you're having for lunch or maybe to follow a thought out that somebody else got started for you, that would be alpha brainwaves. That's the lighter states of hypnosis. Down below that is theta brainwaves. Again, several layers of those, and that's where we're deeper. So if you've ever read a good book and gotten lost in it, lost track of time while watching a good movie, if you've ever played video games and everyone's mad at you because you said you're going to play for a half hour and you played for 3 hours, but you didn't realize it, that's theta brainwaves. If you've ever driven home and don't recall the drive home and suddenly you're in your garage, that's theta brainwaves. My journey home from my office every night is just slightly over 2 miles. I pass 2 convenience stores and 2 grocery stores in those 2 miles, and I will inevitably forget to stop and pick up whatever it was I was supposed to stop and pick up at the grocery store, because I don't see them. I'm in theta brainwaves. The good news is that even though we're in hypnosis while we're driving, your subconscious is really good at repetitive behaviors. So you can drive very easily and safely while in that state. If you ever had someone pull out in front of you and suddenly you're very alert, that brought you back up into beta, maybe even gamma brainwaves. So it's just very normal, natural. Down below theta is delta. That's where we're going to sleep. And so we go in and out of these brainwaves all the time. When you go into hypnosis, you don't go into just one of those brain waves and stay there. You'll go up and down. So sometimes you'll feel more alert, sometimes you'll feel deeper. Sometimes people feel like they can't meditate or they can't go into hypnosis because they've stayed in the upper levels, in those upper alpha levels, and it feels so normal and natural for them there that they don't realize that that's a state of hypnosis. And we can get a ton of work done in that state. So don't worry about how deep can you get. It doesn't really matter. That's our task, our responsibility. You just get to come, relax, enjoy, and have a good time as we work on your journey towards your goals. So why use hypnosis? There's a lot of different forms of therapy that you can do. Why would I use hypnosis? The reason we want to use hypnosis is our habits, our beliefs, the things that get in our way are stored in the subconscious mind. There's a theory that 90% of our mind is a subconscious mind. So you can be driven by things that you're not necessarily aware of on a conscious level, or maybe you are aware of them and you do remember them, but you don't realize that they're driving the behaviors that you don't like or the habits that you don't like. So if you've ever done something that, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I ate that full bag of potato chips. I don't know why I sabotage relationships. I don't know why I get so anxious when I go on a job interview. It's because of something that lives in your subconscious mind, and we'll work together to clear that out. It isn't even necessary for us to figure out exactly what it is. We just have to work together to clear what's in the subconscious and replace it with what you want to be in the subconscious, and we'll do that together. Some people feel like maybe they can't go into hypnosis because they're very analytical or they have a very busy brain. And to be honest, you're my favorite clients. Most of my clients are very left brain, analytical, busy brain, highly intelligent people. So if you fall into this group and you're a little bit worried that we'll be able to get you into hypnosis, please don't worry about it. It's very simple for us to do it. We just use special techniques to keep your brain very busy and distracted while we get you into hypnosis. You may not go as deep as maybe someone who's more artistic, right brain, meditates every day. You might not go as deep as them in the first session or two, and that's perfectly okay. We don't have to go really deep to get a lot of work done. Although you might surprise yourself. I find that a lot of my clients that come in with high anxiety are very busy brain, left brain, analytical people, and their body and their brain feel so good going into hypnosis. They actually go very deep in their first couple of sessions, and that's fine too. My job is to adapt to whatever level of hypnosis you go into. It's not your job to get to the level that I want to work with. So you're just going to come, relax, enjoy it, and I'll be doing all the work. Every single person can be hypnotized unless there is something damaged in the brain. If they have maybe a traumatic brain injury or something like that, sometimes it's very difficult for people with those kinds of brain injuries to go into hypnosis. Although I've worked with a lot of clients with traumatic brain injury, it just depends on where the level of brain injury is. Even if you have trouble falling asleep at night, but you are capable of falling asleep, as we all are, then you can and you will go into hypnosis, and we'll work together to find the best way for that to happen. People want to know how it's going to feel, because sometimes there's an expectation it's going to feel very different from the way they feel normally. And that may not be true. If you stay in the upper levels of hypnosis, it's just going to be relaxed, maybe a little bit of daydreamy. You might be surprised at how easily thoughts, feelings, images come to you. Or you may find that for periods of time, you actually go really deep, because remember, your brain waves go up and down. So you may be fairly alert, and then you may go quite deep and actually think, oh, did I stop listening? Did I fall asleep? Am I doing it wrong? So let me clarify for you. You cannot possibly do it wrong. I'm working, you're having a good time. And most people don't go to sleep, but if you go into the very deepest levels of theta, you may have a few seconds here and there, even a few moments here and there, where you don't recall hearing my voice or what I was talking about. It's perfectly fine. Your subconscious mind is staying with me for that whole period of time. So the work is still done. Some people really like going into the deep theta, and we do a little extra work to get them into that space because they enjoy it so much. But there's really no right or wrong to how deep you go, how it feels. It might feel mildly relaxed. It might feel deeply relaxed. It might feel like you're dreaming or daydreaming, or you might just go so deep you don't have any recollection of it. And all of that's perfectly okay. If you have any specific concerns about it, just talk to us before we get started and we'll work with that. Some people are a little worried about getting stuck in hypnosis, and I want to clarify for you that that can't happen, because brainwaves aren't static. If I stop talking, you will either, if you're very, very tired, drift off and take a quick nap and then wake up, or you'll just notice, Sherry, stop talking. I don't know what's going on. And you'll open your eyes and come back into alertness. So either of those are absolutely fine. I promise not to stop talking or leave the room, but if that were to happen, a number of years ago, there was a really funny movie, Office Space, that came out, and the hypnotherapist actually had a heart attack and died in the middle of the session. And so the person was supposedly still in hypnosis. If you watch that movie and it gave you any concerns, I promise you that that can't actually happen. So your brain, just like you can't sleep forever, you do come back awake. You can't stay in hypnosis forever. We have to actually work at keeping you in hypnosis for an extended period of time. So please don't worry about getting stuck in it. I touched a little bit on sleep. Let's go back to that. Some people worry about they're going to fall asleep. Unless you are exceedingly sleep deprived or have been ill, you're not going to fall asleep. I've been doing this for over 20 years now. I can still count on one hand the number of people who literally fell asleep in my office. That's how rare it really is. And if it happens, we'll deal with it. So please don't worry about it. Some people are worried about memories. So let's talk a little bit about memories. The memories that are in your subconscious mind are recorded, filmed, if you will, through the eyes and perceptions of who you were at that time. So we don't take memory that we experience in hypnosis as literal, because it's not often literal. It's usually through the lens of who you were. So if we're exploring a memory from when you were 5 years old and somebody was mean to you at your birthday party, that memory may or may not be literal in the way that it happened, because memory is very malleable, and it shifts and changes over time, and it is recorded through the wisdom and perspective of who we were at the time that the memory was formed. If you have a memory that comes up that you're not familiar with, or that you're not comfortable with, we will work through that together. It's not a common thing to happen. If it does happen, then we'll decide right then and there if we want to deal with it or if we want to put it away for later. Whatever happens, we'll work through it together, and it'll be great. So you may have other questions. Feel free to get in touch with us. And when you come in for your complimentary consultation, we'll be happy to answer any other questions that you have. I wish you a wonderful day. Take care.